So this is object interaction. This first part is where I'm just setting the object's position to the controller's position. As you can see, the object moves a little bit, but falls back to the ground. This is because the object still has gravity, and that's not being changed, so it's constantly falling back to the ground due to gravity, even when I'm holding the trigger. Next, we'll try toggling the object's gravity, but this also comes with some problems. As you can see, I can pick it up just fine, and it follows my controller, and it rotates, and it falls back to the ground. But if I pick it up, see here, rotating and it moves, but if I pick it up and hit it against something, it floats away. Now I set a limit so it comes back down so I can do it again, but it would just float away forever if I didn't set the limit. So you can see here it just continues to float away if I hit it against something, and this is obviously a problem because we don't want this. So clearly toggling the object's gravity is not going to work for us, and we're going to have to try something else. As you can see here, also sometimes it doesn't do what you want it to do. It hits and floats away very slowly, and that's not coming back. So if gravity toggling isn't going to work, the next thing we can use is the kinematic setting on the rigid body of the object, and this basically dictates whether or not the object has physical properties. You can see here I've raised the plane just so I can demonstrate what happens. It works for picking up and moving the object around, but as you can see, it does have some weird properties when I'm holding it, which means it can pass through other solid physical surfaces. And this is fine. As you can see, if most of the object is above that surface, it'll pop back up to the surface. But if the player's playing a game and drops it through a wall, it falls and it's gone forever. So obviously I don't want this in the game. So I've got the interaction working. I'm applying a velocity and rotation to the object instead of setting any of its physical properties, which allows it to not pass through physical surfaces and also not float off into space like what happened with the kinematic and the gravity properties. I did encounter a few bugs. The first one, you can see the rotation's being applied, but the first bug is this really bad jittering I'm getting when I'm holding an object. And this is because of an over-rotation that my math is providing. And also, I used to be calling it in the wrong function. I was using update instead of fixed update, but I was using fixed delta time. So I was using the wrong delta time in the wrong function. Fixed update is better anyway because it's not based on frame rate of the machine. The second bug here you can see is that I can pick up objects from anywhere in the scene. The last object I've touched I can pick up and move it around. And this is really bad because the farther out the object is away from me, the more velocity is being set to it because it's trying to get to my controller. And you can see it just keeps throwing it farther and farther away. So I fixed that in the final product. So in the final product, I have fixed both bugs, and I've also fine-tuned the math a little more with my velocity and my rotation factors so that these objects have different weights. As you can see, nothing goes to the floor or floats away, but there's also not any jittering when I'm holding the object. I can throw the ball much farther. The boxes weigh about 4 times more than the balls. I can pick them up and throw them a good distance, and they'll roll for a while. Here I'm demonstrating the weight, so you can see I'm at the edge of the plane, and I'm throwing, and I almost got it to the edge, and it falls off. It takes the box about 3 or 4 throws to get off. It's, like I said, it's much heavier, and I think this is a good mechanic to have in place in a game, so you can make different objects weigh, or heavier or lighter. And then finally, I'll demonstrate the other bug where I can pick up the last object. I fixed this by just adding a condition that gets rid of the closest item if I'm not holding anything. So can't pick it up. So, thanks for watching.